Welcome to Dubs Only. We are recording after a Game 5 Warriors win. Warriors win 104-94, lead the series 3-2, one win away from an NBA championship. Josh Hall sitting across from me. You look like you're feeling great right now, man.
I mean, can you not? Can you not be feeling fantastic right now? We're one game away from winning the NBA Finals.
Oh man, and we'll talk about the game and everything, but just wanted to look back to like the start of the season, but let's say like preseason, man. The Warriors weren't supposed to be here, You turn on
Nobody had
Sports
it.
Center, you open Twitter, and it's Lakers, Nets, Bucks, all that. Here they are, one win away, and such a different game than Game 4, huh?
I mean, for clear reasons, right? I mean,
Oh yeah,
Steph didn't have 43 points. I mean, that like he went 0 for 9 from 3. But he wasn't bad. It was just a difficult game.
Steph Curry, he had a bad shooting night, but he finished with 8 assists and was a plus 15, which is second on the Warriors behind GP2 as a plus 16. So he's still impacting the game in right ways. I mean, the Warriors won the game. On paper, Steph Curry, if you watch this game, Steph Curry did not have a very good game. He was missing open shots. He had that one blocked that was tough.
He was forcing it a lot. He was trying to get that
one
shot
make.
to get that one make, and it didn't fall. But he'll take this. It's the NBA Finals. It doesn't matter who performs well, who doesn't perform well, as long as you get the win.
And they did.
And
feels good.
It feels so good because everybody, even when the Warriors got into the playoffs, they're like, oh, the Warriors aren't going to do it. The Grizzlies are going to be too much for them. The Mavericks are going to be too much for them. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the future of the NBA.
ESPN BPI giving the Celtics an 82% chance going into the series. The Warriors have been underdogs all the way through, man. I mean, we've seen time in every series, really, of people picking against them. Doesn't matter. It's up 3-2, and right off the bat, the energy in this game was great. The Chase Center crowd was really into it. Warriors got off to a great start. First quarter ended up 27-16. Celtics were not getting the ball in the basket. The defense was great. Draymond, dare I say, had his best game of the final so far. I loved the stat, by the way, of him having fouled out in 3 finals games so far. Only Dale Davis in 2000 had done it before. Man,
Mark Jackson's former teammate.
Yeah. What a historic accolade that Draymond Green can add to his first ballot Hall of Fame regimen, man. His resume is popping.
Listen, if you could get 10 fouls in an NBA game, Draymond Green would probably have a quadruple double every single game.
That's the line.
But I mean, it was a good game from him. The energy was there. The hustle was there. I mean, 8, and 6.
And 6 fouls.
And 6 fouls.
8, 6, and 6.
It was just what you wanted from him. It's like he's never going to give you 15, 20 points anymore.
Yeah.
But he is going to impact the game in the ways that the box sheet doesn't show. And that was clear. I mean, there was periods where he was off the court and you saw the Warriors just drop the ball and you're just like, get Draymond back in. Mm-hmm. I don't care that he has 5 fouls. I don't care. Just get him back in because he is the lifeblood when it comes to running the team.
Right. Especially when Steph isn't making his shots. Like tonight, it was how can the other people get involved and who can get the ball to them? And if Steph Curry is drawing those defenders outside, which happened a whole lot today. He was playing off ball a lot more frequently than he was in game 4 when the Warriors were going more pick and roll action. So they needed Draymond out there, and he delivered in 35 minutes, played really well. And he can still play better. He can still play a whole lot better. I mean, I'm waiting for him to hit a backbreaker 3. It's coming. I know it's coming. I sent out that tweet earlier today. But overall, I'm happy. I'm satisfied with what Draymond did tonight. The whole team knows that they need to do even more. Game 6 is going to be real tough.
But this was a positive thing for me. I don't care that Steph only had 16 points and didn't make a 3. The role players all stepped up. Everybody stepped up. I mean, I want to save I want to save Wiggins for last because I think that's the story of the game. But Gary Payton putting in 15, 6 for 8. Jordan Poole going with 14, 4 for 8.
Huge 3 from him too. The end of the third quarter.
Huge back-to-back games.
That changed the game for sure.
And then Clay. I mean, this is the game. Quiet 21. A quiet 21 from Clay, going 5 for 11. Everybody was just effective and efficient with their shot making, except for Steph. And I mean, it's what I wanted. I wanted to see them take good shots, high quality shots, and make them. And there was that period where they went 0 for 14. But forget that. That's in the past.
It was a weird game for 3-point shooting, for sure.
But they were just effective. They were efficient. And that was good to see, because if Steph has any bit of a better game in game 6 and the role players play similarly, it's game over.
It's a tough ask, though. It's a tough ask. I think we'll see the role players play solid. I can't expect the performances that Wiggins, GP2, them especially, some from Poole too. I can't see that happening as much in game 6, as much as I'd want to. Obviously,
I mean, Wiggins didn't hit a 3.
No.
So you think some of those 2s that he hit translate into made 3s? I mean, I think 26, 20 plus for Wiggins in game 6 is very doable.
Totally. And he's been really aggressive so far too. And you see him, he had one really spectacular drive to the basket mid 4th quarter. That whole run was really propelled by him. He was consistent, throwing some Clay 3s and some Poole, everything that Jordan Poole does. And Warriors completely took control of the game in the 4th quarter. But, I mean, heading into game 6, I'd imagine that Andrew Wiggins gets those shots. Like, he'll still be able to take 18 to 20 shots. He took 23 tonight. If he's looking to get the ball into the basket, he will. It's just a matter of, will Clay hit his 3s? Will Steph get going? And we get game 6 Clay. I feel like I feel like that's been tossed around more frequently. Like, oh, we're gonna get game 6 Clay. We're going to a game 6. I don't want everybody to jinx this, but Clay himself knows that this is a huge game to clinch it. I've said in the last pod that I'll probably cry if game 6 Clay leads the team to the championship on Thursday. It's a good feeling winning a game like this when Steph just does basically nothing on offense, like scoring wise. That's a bad sign for the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? It's like what do the Celtics need to do differently in game 6?
They
played solid.
They had their run. They made 8 straight 3s, and then it was 9 for 10. Like, because Smart had missed that one, and then offensive rebound. That killed me. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But they brought it back. I think Jaylen Brown had a really poor game. I mean, he only made 5 shots, and that's your secondary scorer.
Right.
I mean, he finished with 18, so he got to the line pretty frequently. But the bench really let the Celtics down tonight. But they really only played a 7-man rotation. I mean, they really haven't been playing much more than that.
Yeah, we saw Brown and Tatum both play 44 minutes. It's a whole lot.
The Celtics are going to be tired. They've played more games than the Warriors.
A whole lot.
Their stars have played more minutes than the Warriors stars. They're going to be feeling it for game 6. But back to your original question, what do they have to do? You got to be consistent for 4 quarters. You have to. You can't have those lulls. You can't have 16 plus turnovers. You have to be lethal with the ball in your hands. Everybody.
Right. I mean, consistency has been it's been tough for both teams, you know? Like, how many quarters have we seen both teams play pretty solid? Tonight, it was the second quarter, you know? Both teams, like, it was 24-23 Warriors. It was even, right? There's been, like, one middle quarter each game where both teams have played on the same playing field. Otherwise, what? Game 1, fourth quarter, Celtics killed it. Game 2, third quarter, Warriors blew it out of the park. Game 3, fourth quarter, right? I feel like I'm forgetting game 3 right now. It feels like forever ago. What happened in game 3?
Game 3. I can't
remember. The Warriors were down by 18. They came back, and then in the fourth quarter, they sucked.
Right.
Yeah, game 3, fourth quarter. Game 4, fourth quarter, the Warriors won. And tonight was like game 1, first quarter Warriors, third quarter Celtics, fourth quarter Warriors, like lopsided, double-digit margins, except for 9 points in the fourth when the garbage time unit came in and
gave up some points.
Yeah.
But,
so 10 points made it seem closer than it was. We still haven't had a game that was within single digits in this series, which is strange considering it's been a pretty tight series so far. I'd expect it to be close in game 6.
I would too, but also the Celtics missed 10 free throws tonight.
I attribute that to ball don't lie. A lot of those.
I said that a lot tonight. As well.
I say it to myself, man.
I feel like a lot. I don't really want to get into the refereeing of the finals because I feel like that's a rabbit hole. But calls on both ends could have been better. But I felt like there's a lot of BS calls. But listen, 10 points is what the margin was to tie it. The Celtics hit their free throws. They tie this game. Like just like purely
points though. Yeah.
That's a lot of points. When you go 67 from the line in a critical game in the NBA finals, that's gotta hurt. And Tatum was 2 for 6. That's 4 of his.
Yeah, it is. That was weird.
You can compare him to Kobe all you want, but he don't got that clutch gene.
And who has been comparing Jason Tatum to Kobe? I mean, other than Jason Tatum, you know. Look, Jason Tatum's awesome. He's great, but he's not Kobe. I think that consistency thing you mentioned for the Celtics as a team, you can really target that onto Jason Tatum too, because there are some stretches where it's like, this guy's unreal. He will hit every shot. He had a couple of sequences tonight too, where he got into that zone. But then there are other times when he's kind of sloppy with the ball, making the wrong play, taking bad shots. It's just a matter of which Jason Tatum are you going to get. If both teams play to their best capabilities for the entire game, I just don't think we're going to see that. But that's where it's like, all right, who will win in this tight matchup? And that's where you want Klay Thompson guarding him. I don't know about that, but Andrew Wiggins has been on Jason Tatum. Why don't we swing it to Andrew Wiggins?
Andrew Wiggins. I mean,
Andrew Wiggins.
Think back to that Andrew Wiggins trade. It was just for D'Angelo Russell.
Right. The Warriors got the haul for it. Wiggins and the first round pick,
who turned into Kuminga. Like, it's the present and the future for, like, I don't want to throw shade at D'Lo because I liked when he was here, but like, it's D'Angelo Russell. It's nobody special.
I like D'Lo too. Like, he was a lot of fun to watch, and I like what he can do for the T-Wolves. But it's like, before the Wiggins D'Lo trade, it was like, well, what is Wiggins going to do to help you win? Right? We've seen a lot of clips like Nick Wright saying, this is it. The Warriors will never be back in the finals. Like, what are they doing? Wiggins has those fundamentals of somebody who can contribute and be a 16-game player, right? Down the stretch. And we're seeing that right now. I haven't seen that from D'Lo, and he also had some tough performances in the first round. I'll admit I was rooting for the T-Wolves pretty publicly. But yeah, I mean, clearly it's a win for the Warriors, that trade, because they're here. They wouldn't have made it to the finals without Wiggins' contribution on both ends of the court. He's been tasked with guarding the best player on the opposing team pretty much every series except for Denver. And I mean, I don't know who he guarded in the Memphis series. Guarded Luka last one, guarding Tatum in this one, and he's held his own.
And, I mean, he has insane length. Mm-hmm. But like, he has all the skills to be a number one option, and he was for a long time, but he fits in so perfectly with this team because it's nights like tonight where that number one pick, that number one option mentality comes out, and he's just going to be, I'm gonna get mine. Yeah. And I love it. I love when Wiggins is attacking the basket, slashing, dunking. I mean, that dunk on Derek White got me so hype in the end.
Love the ball hitting Derek White in the face afterwards too.
And then the little stare down too.
Yeah, you know? Wiggins was feeling himself tonight and leading the team in rebounding. Huge.
Back-to-back games.
Right, and his rebounding in game 4 especially is what let the Warriors get back into that game 2 and steal the win. He's been phenomenal. A lot of the things I saw on my timeline were, wow, Wiggins is about to steal Finals MVP. I don't think so. You know, like Curry put up a bagel of a game, if there ever was one, for at least for his standards. You know, I just got a quote actually that Draymond Green just said he was 0 for 9 from 3. He's going to be livid going into game 6. That's exactly what we need. Right? I mean, right? Like I feel like Steph has a game like this every finals. Other games, 2017, 2018, they had KD go for like 40 that night, and the Warriors could still win. In 2015, it was game 3, the Matthew Dellavedova clamps game. They lost.
Allegedly clamps game.
True. Yeah, exactly. We're a biased Warriors podcast. Come on. Tonight they still got the win, and Steph Curry is going to bounce back because he's Steph Curry, and that's where I think the Celtics could be in trouble, because with all of that, the Warriors still manage a double-digit win. That's tough. That's really, really tough.
I just don't see how this goes back to Golden State. I can't, like, you couldn't tell me too many things that would make me change my opinion that this series ends in 6.
I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too. I think I'm right. it seems like it's completely in the Warriors' favor right now. All the momentum has shifted.
All the pressure is on Boston right now.
It's all on Boston, and they have no playoff, like they have playoff experience, but they have no finals experience.
Sure. I mean, they've had elimination games, a good amount of them so far this playoffs. They're 3-0 in them. Of course, they're still here. They went down 3-2 against Milwaukee and still won. It just feels a little different this time.
This is also the first time they've lost back-to-back games.
True.
So, like, how do they feel after that? Man, we haven't lost back-to-back games. Now we have, and now we have to go defend home court.
You have to win 2 in a row.
And you have to win 2
in Boston and then come back and win at Chase Center.
And the Warriors haven't lost a game after they lost. They've won every game after they've lost.
True.
So, like, you think that you could, even if you win game 6, you get it out and you have to go back to the Bay Area. Do you think the momentum is in your favor still? No, you can't.
They don't have the momentum. It's just they need to change. I think the change for them, it's got to start offensively. But even so, like how they've missed a bunch of open looks tonight. They've been getting open looks. The Warriors have a habit of allowing those. And tonight the Celtics weren't hitting. The 8 straight threes in a row thing was like, oh my God, here they are. They're back on the BS that we've seen before. Right. And like, I don't know what maybe it's just me being stubborn, and it definitely is. But every time Marcus Smart scores, I feel like he shouldn't have made that shot. Do you know where I'm coming from? It's like when Draymond scores. It's like, oh, all right.
It's like, come on. He's hit every like big shot, I feel like, where it's just like, man, like, can you just miss like once?
Right.
Just like,
but you know what? Give him credit because he's consistently doing it, which means like that's just who he is as a player, and he's grown a whole lot. But man, this has been a very back and forth series. It hasn't been consistent, as you would say. But I don't know. I thought that maybe tonight Steph Curry would do some more and make it an even more convincing win. I was going out beforehand thinking, oh, the Warriors going to win this in a blowout. And I wouldn't classify tonight as a blowout. I thought it would be more convincing. So I am compelled by how the Warriors have taken this 3-2 lead. And I'm confident in their ability to close it out on Thursday. But I wish that they had done it more convincingly. The Celtics opened game 6 as 3-point favorites. I get it. But ultimately, how do you feel about game 6?
From a completely unbiased point of view.
Okay.
I think it's going to have to be a Warriors comeback game. If they're going to win it, they're going to have to climb out of a deficit. I think Boston is like going to be electric in the first quarter. I think Tatum's going to be locked in. I think they'll hit shots that they shouldn't hit. And I think the Warriors are going to have to climb out of some adversity. From a completely biased perspective.
Okay. We get one of both. All right.
From a completely biased perspective, I don't think there's any way that Steph Curry doesn't hit 5 threes, 6 threes in this game. And from what we saw from the Warriors role players tonight, I think that momentum carries over.
That's a good call. You're right. I remember like game 6, 2016. after the Cavs won game 5. It was like, oh my God. Everything is going their way. Steph Curry's in foul trouble. What the hell is going on? Another one of those games was 2017 game 4. And the Warriors had a chance to have that perfect postseason. And the Cavs put up like 80 something in the first half. Right? Don't want one of those. I just want a close game. I want it close all the way through. I want to see it battled. I want to see it tested. My gut tells me it's going to be a really, really hard game for the Warriors to win. That doesn't mean they won't win it. Doesn't mean they can't. But I think it's going to take a big contribution from Steph. Steph's probably going to have to score 30 or more. And Clay will have to step up too. If Jordan Poole can just knock down some shots like he did tonight. Tonight he was 4 of 8, 3 for 6 from 3.
In only 14 minutes too. It was clean.
Also like Looney only played 17 minutes tonight. I want to see Looney back in the starting lineup. We mentioned that on the last pod. Didn't happen. OPJ started again tonight. And, he was on the floor for both runs that went in both directions. In the beginning of the game, the Warriors started off hot with Otto Porter on the floor. Then the beginning of the third quarter, he was out there. And the Warriors lost their lead. Not entirely due to what he did, but, he was out there. I think Looney's foul trouble could have played a huge factor in that. He picked up 3 really quick fouls in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't see that much of him, but it's going to take a collective effort to win on Thursday night. And it starts with Steph. It always starts with Steph. If he plays like this on Thursday, the Warriors are coming back for game 7 this weekend. But that's where instinctually I know that Stephen Curry is not going to play like this again. He won't. He's not going to go over 9 from 3. So I stick with my sentiment that the Celtics are in trouble. And if playoff Wiggs comes around too, man. And game 6 Clay. And buzzer beater Jordan Poole.
And backpack Dre.
Yeah. Backpack Dre. Moses Malone. The Warriors have a lot of options, man. So let's hear the final predictions going into game 6. We only have 2. Ideally, this is our last prediction that we have to make. We can't jinx anything. We don't do that on Dubs Only. We are a strictly anti-jinx podcast.
Anti-jinx. But you know what I have to do when we're talking game 6 predictions.
Lay it.
The Golden State Warriors win game 6 of the NBA Finals to become the 75th anniversary season NBA champions. And I'm going 108 to 103.
Close game. Probably with some late game free throws in there too.
Late game free throws, some foul outs, maybe somebody gets ejected. I think it's going to be scrappy,
man. It's the finals.
Like late.
A frustration injection.
Yeah, like where it's like it's the last 2 minutes. It's Marcus Smart getting annoyed because he flops too much.
Udoka gets ejected.
That would be crazy if a coach got ejected.
Yeah. So 108, 103 is your call. I was thinking 101, 97 Warriors. That was a low scoring game too. I mean, if you bet the under tonight, congratulations. It's tough, man. I think it's going to be. I mean, and it's supposed to be the toughest game of the season, of the playoffs, of everything. It's a huge win for the Warriors in this dynasty. I have the hiccups, excuse me, but I'm not going to let the hiccups get in my way. Warriors will win the championship on Thursday. This is not a jinx. This is a prediction.
It's a prophecy.
I can't say that I am a prophet. I won't go there yet. I didn't get a tattoo on my forearm that says Warriors 2022 NBA champions. But holy moly, man. Holy moly. No, not to reference Steph Curry's golf TV show, but man, I will lose my mind if they win on Thursday. Just to have this, to have the Warriors still playing basketball in June is a blessing. Keeps me going. I want to be riding a high for the rest of the summer. You don't want to think about it, what that one missing piece might be. Or what if they had traded Wiseman or somebody or whatever for somebody who could help us right now. I want Joey Light Years to celebrate like he should. If the Warriors can win a championship and develop young players at the same time, man, that would be special. And we are so close. We are so close. But this game 6 is going to be a huge, huge test. And they have the personnel to win it. I know they do. And it's just so fun to watch, man. So hopefully Steph Curry gets more good looks. He got a lot of good looks tonight. And he'll knock them down. Silence the crowd on the road. Hoist the trophy in their faces. And Steph Curry will finally get that finals MVP.
Agreed.
Right? I mean, there's no way anybody else does.
No. Unless Wiggins goes for like 50.
Honestly, if Wiggins goes for 50, they might give it to him. Wiggins with the Giannis level performance.
Wiggins goes for 50, like 20 and 5. Then maybe. Yeah, just give
with
it
a
to
poster on Jason Tatum.
Hey, anything is possible.
Hey. So who's your MVP for game 6? You had 108, 103 Warriors.
I'm going Wiggs all the way.
I'm going to say Clay. Sticking to it. I'm wearing his jersey. I do it every time. It's my playoff jersey. So game 6, Clay. Bring it. Josh, I'm very excited for Thursday. I wish I could just keep watching Warriors games all year long.
Just run it back. Watch the season all over again.
Yeah. I'll space it out evenly between each game. I'll start off with opening night against the Lakers and go from there. Hey, they started off pretty hot. I'll take a stop, after New Year's when Draymond gets hurt, everything. Steph gets hurt. I was at the Orlando Magic loss. I was at the Charlotte Hornets loss. Thank the Lords that I'm not going to be in Boston for game 6.
Hey, if any Celtics fans are listening, send Tyler to the game, and you'll win. And you'll win.
If I got offered tickets, I'd show up. But man, I got nothing else. Warriors in 6. This would be the great way to close another great season, and it's so exciting to see what this team can do. Warriors win 104-94. Game 6 is on Thursday with the chance to close out the championship run and get another ring. We want this. I want this. You want this. They all want it. 6. What was that?
I don't know.
All right. We gotta end this right now. Go Warriors. See you on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.